praise and double honors due to Yahweh, Bashim Hamashiach, Malak Yahushai. Right, we thank the Most High for bringing us here together on another mighty Shabbat, on another mighty lesson. Right, Lord willing, Israel gets edified. Today's lesson this week is Psalms 83 and the Crafty Counsel. All right, I'm trying to read Psalms 83 in verse 1. We're going to dive right into it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace.
Now, it's like it real quick, just to get a little bit of background, right? It's a song or a psalm of Asaph, right? And he's praised, it's like he's speaking to the Lord, right? Crying aloud. What do you say?
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies.
Thy who?
Thine enemies.
So the Lord has enemies. And that's good to know, right? Because in Christianity, they'll tell you God loves everybody. We all know the classic John 3:16, right? Yeah. We know a lot of the verses that these Christians would go to justify that the Lord may love them, but in reality, he doesn't. The Lord has enemies. And we're going to find out who they are. Because it'll tell us in this very same chapter, right? So you can bring it out.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
They make a what?
Make a tumult.
Let's find out what that word is. Brothers know, you know, but for edification's sake, let's bring it out. A tumult. A disorderly agitation or miling about of a crowd, usually with uproar and confusion of voices. So this is what the enemies of God is doing, right? They got a lot of evil demonic spirits on them. And you can link this up. You can go to the book of James, chapter 4, and I believe verse 16.
It's the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 16, and it reads, But now ye rejoice in your boastings. All such rejoicing is evil.
Right. Now bring that, link this up with James 3 and 16.
It's the book of James, chapter 3, and verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work.
And who envies the children of God?
Esau.
Esau, the heathen, the nations.
Damn devils.
Why do you think they culture appropriate? Because they hate themselves and they have no true identity. They have no true, good, virtuous culture. It's nothing worth to really be proud of. The Moabites, you worship dragons. Esau, you into hedonism, right? For those who don't know, that's self-indulgent and pleasure without any discipline. You're into that. The Hamites are into cow piss, into eating cows. We just went into it. The other Moabites and Ammonites, they into getting kicked in the nuts, just to show how mighty they are. Just to show their body. Just to prove how mighty their body is. Who gives a damn? So, of course, the heathen are going to be jealous. Because they realize, dang, these people got the light on them. Can you bring out Proverbs 6 and 23? They're like, wow. They kind of moving a little different. Even Rahab the harlot heard the stories of how the Lord delivered Israel. She didn't want no smoke. You got it.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
You can bring out Ecclesiastes 8 and 1. So as we have this law, the commandments, and the Lord with us, we're always going to be shining. Even when you first come into this truth, when you become that new babe, those people that you may have known in the world, they tell you, you look a little different. Something about you is just different. I can't put my finger on it. You're kind of walking different. You're talking different. That's because you got that light. And that light is bright. And for those who may have not seen the light and has been stuck and dwelling in darkness, of course you're not going to know what's going on. Of course you're going to kind of look at it with confusion. You can bring it out.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine.
Right. And as we study the scriptures, as we fast, as we pray, as we continually come amongst each other to discuss the scriptures, our face will continually shine each and every day if it be of the Lord's will. And so as the nations and the heathen see this, of course they're going to hate. They're going to despise the hell out of us. They're going to say, well, where's my light? What's going on? That's exactly why they say, well, look, I'm an Israelite too. I'm a spiritual Israelite because I want that light. Again, let me backing off of James 3:16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. And that's what we're going to touch on and explain and expound all the evil works, or the vast majority, because time will fail us. The vast majority of the evil works performed by the crafty counsel. With that, you can dive back into Psalms 83 and verse 2 again.
Okay. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So these people, they also hate the Lord. And they hate them through their actions. Because some men, even Esau, they proclaim themselves to be the Most High. They hate his children and the Father and the Son. They hate him so much. They hate the Son so much. They said, let's just smear and crucify his image. Let's make him one of us. They opened our book of the law and said, well, look, we got to be in there. This is nothing but envious works from the so-called white man. They opened up the ancient Russian icons. They said, hold up, we can't have this. They need to be white. Bring it up.
Book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right?
They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
The name of who?
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And you know, I got to tip my hat off to them, because they did a hell of a job. If you tell a so-called black man they're an Israelite, you're like, nigga, what? I'm a blood. I'm a Crip. What are you talking about? I'm from 7 Mile. And man, I'm just a nigga. And we've heard these responses. We may make light of it, but we've actually heard these responses. I've heard a brother said, I'm a vice lord. I'm a, what else Jake say? We've heard some crazy things over the years. I'm a GD. I'm gang.
I'm a pimp.
I'm a pimp.
One girl said she said a tree.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. One woman said she's a tree. And another person said they're everything.
Yeah, you had one Jake, he said he 2% milk.
Yeah, one Jake said
Whoa.
he's 2% milk.
He walking out out there teaching. He asked him what's his nationality. He said, brother, I'm 2% milk, brother.
Yeah,
And
dairy
he put out a milk carton and held it up. He said, it's me, brother. I said, wow.
Madness.
Brother's a dairy product now.
Jake, man. Jake said 2% milk.
He's on a food pyramid now. He's sick.
I got a piece of it.
Con. Good God. So again, the nations, they did one hell of a job. Because surely we kind of seen that came to pass. A lot of Israel doesn't know that they're Israel anymore. But we waking up. So continue.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 5. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Hold on real quick. They consulted together with one consent. And there's about a dozen plus precepts and accounts and historical proof on the nations, the heathen, conspiring against us to make sure we have our downfall. I mean, I can only list a few on my fingers, right? Again, for the sake of time. Where you have Planned Parenthood. You have hip-hop. You have the social media industry, right? You have these other books. You have this judicial system, educational system. Every system is literally designed against us as a people. And even in the Roman period, when you read about that, what's that, Luke, the second chapter? They said, look, let's tax all the Jews. Let's tax the hell out of them. They ain't gonna get no money. Thus fulfilling Haggai 1:6. But again, we got a lot of precepts, but I want to bring out these last two real quick. Or you can read verse 5 one more time.
Verse 5. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
That's right. You got
Quick point. No. So quick point, going into that word confederate. One of the I'll read two of them. The first definition is joined by an agreement or a treaty. So when they say that they confederate against us, you have these, as it's gonna list the nations as you continue reading on. They essentially joined together and made a treaty to overthrow the children of Israel and put our name out of remembrance. And then the second definition is a person one works with, especially in something secret or illegal, an accomplice. And when you dive into the history, they actually done, you know, a lot of illegal things towards us, a lot of secret wicked things, right? They conjure up deep, dark mischief in dark places against, you know, the Lord's anointed, right? They say he that stealeth a man and selleth him, he got to be put to death. And we surely was stole and sold, man. That's illegal. According to the law, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's off.
That's right.
It's got it.
That's right. Continue on verse 6.
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
Right? These are the households, right? The nations of Edom. Right? We're not going to do a big breakdown on and proving each tribe is what nation today. But, I mean, surely they're everybody outside of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. So again, the tabernacles of Edom, and who else?
And the Ishmaelites.
Right?
Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal and Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan,
Right?
which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as Zebah, and as Zalmon.
That's right. And we're going to touch on that with bringing out the book of Lamentations. But first, I want to address again these nations, right? For those who may not know, right? The so-called white man, the Arabic man, the Chinese man, the Hamites, right? Different tribes of the Hamites, even the Assyrians, even Amalek, which is the small hats, right? Small hats, and you know the twirl. They got the twirls on the side of their head. So these are the people, and it's more than them as well, of course, you know. But nevertheless, these are the people that have conspired to destroy Israel, that we may not know our name, our culture, our identity, you know, our language, how to love each other, how to keep the feast days, how to perform that which is right, how to discern right from wrong, so on and so forth. These are the men, the nations known for while we're in the state we're in today. But with that, you want to bring a precept?
Yeah, let me get Proverbs 6. You can start at 16.
This book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Right. So the Lord said this is something that he hate right here. Right? The Lord deals with hating stuff. All right, and he hate wickedness, you understand? Now drop down to verse, give me 18, Baba Kishah, to get straight to the point.
Verse 18. And a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
What?
And a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
Right, so we diving into this crafty counsel. The Lord hate how these nations devise wicked imaginations towards his anointing. The Lord hate that, man. Right? You got some people, look, they down with this agenda. Right? They like the stuff Esau do. Right? You got a whole secret society somewhere 30 feet under the earth, right? Meditating, conjuring up spirits to do wickedness and mischief and all type of foul imaginations to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. As if they haven't already done enough. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Oh, no.
Oh, no, you continue.
At verse 18. Feet that be swift and running into mischief.
To what?
To mischief.
That's that crafty counsel. Those feet running into mischief, right? That's that crafty counsel that they want to stir up to do to us, man. Now let me get Ezekiel 11 and 2.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 2. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief.
They what?
These are the men that devise mischief.
Hey, those nations that was listed, those people, hey, they the ones that's devising mischief. The Ishmaelites, the Moabites, right? Your Chinese, your Arabics, your Edomites, your so-called white man. They're devising mischief. Go ahead.
And give wicked counsel in this city.
And do what?
And give wicked counsel in this city.
And they give wicked counsel in the city, man. What's that wicked counsel in the city? Putting us in the ghettos and the slums. Loading up our neighborhoods with crack, paraphernalia, morphine, methamphetamine, whatever. All manner of drugs, man. Right? And they going off with this counsel in the city, man. Putting guns in our neighborhood so we could kill each other. Right? It tell you, I believe that's Zechariah 1:15, the heathen help forward the affliction, man. They helped forward the wrath of the Most High. I say the Lord was a little displeased with us, man. Let me get that real quick, Bible Shop.
Okay. It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 1, and verse 15, and it reads, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease.
You see that? The Lord said he upset. He's displeased with the heathen that's at ease. All those nations that was listed, he upset with the Ishmaelites, right? He upset with the Arabics, man. Why you think they going through what they going through right now? He's upset. It's time to pay, man. Right? He's upset with the so-called white man. He's upset with the Chinese man. He's upset with the Africans, man. He's upset with them. Right? Why he upset? Go ahead.
For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
What's that crafty counsel?
And they helped forward the affliction.
They forward the affliction of the Most High. We know we messed up, right? We know the Lord was going to spank us. You know, we got to go through the curses. The Lord already had that ordained, all right? Then here come the heathen, you know, tiptoeing through the window, right? To help forward the affliction, man. Can't you see our Lord doing enough to us? What more do you want to see us go through? That's that crafty counsel, though. They say, look, Deuteronomy 28:54, we already know they got an evil eye, but we're going to turn them against each other with the Willie Lynch letter. That's crafty counsel, man. Right? We're going to make them hate each other guts. That way they can be compromised as a nation. And we're going to turn the woman against the man.
See that?
Gonna make him look like a broke bum and tell her she's an independent, strong black woman. That's crafty counsel. That's forwarding the affliction. Right? You can finish it out. You got it, King.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
Con. You can go to book of. Bear with me. I got two accounts. I really want to start from the beginning, but this popped in my head too. You can get
If we get a chance to
I'm gonna get Genesis.
if we don't work.
Okay.
You can get the book of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, verse 1.
Genesis, the 3rd chapter, and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Hold up. Again, just for the sake of knowledge, we have to explain who that serpent is. Because a lot of people are still under the strong delusion, stronghold of Christianity, of thinking it was the actual beast. However, that serpent is, in all reality, is just another man. Right? But not really just another man, right? But we'll explain. You can go to Matthew 10 and 16. Right? Man is given certain attributes, right? They may say, oh, well, you know, he's wise as a serpent, or he's moving strong, he's strong as an ox, right? In like manner is it presented in Genesis.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
Wise as what?
Wise as serpents.
Wise as what?
Wise as serpents.
Go ahead.
And harmless as doves.
So he said be wise as serpents. So a serpent is known for having the attributes of being sly, conniving, really cunning, you know, and real slippery, slick. And so this man was actually referred to as a serpent because he was that top man during that time of being cunning, conniving, and sly. And so again, when you read Genesis 3, where it says, now the serpent, again, it's referring to a man. So you can read that again. Just want to get some context.
Book of Genesis, chapter 3, and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
Well, hold on. I want to really touch on that. This is off. He said, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, this is what he said unto him. He wasn't yelling. He was kind of coming up close.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hey, come here real quick.
Right behind the ear.
Yeah. Tap you on the shoulder type spirit.
Hey,
that.
Hey, let me tell you real quick. Hey, come here real quick.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
You know?
Right in the ear.
Again, this is what a serpent is going to do. That's how a serpent is going to move.
I just got a precept on the serpent, being the other nations.
This is Ezekiel?
Micah 7.
All right, you got it.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 7, and verse 16. The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might, They shall lay their hand upon their mouth, and their ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like a serpent. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of the Lord our God, and shall fear because of thee.
That's right. You want to break down?
I was going to let you break it down.
John, you can read it again.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 16. The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth. Their ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like a serpent. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of the Lord our God, and shall fear because of thee.
Yeah, they're going to be base and brought to a lower state.
Just like snakes, they slither on the ground.
And
They matter of fact, you were just talking about it earlier. Get that in Titus 1 real quick. They slow bellies, man.
Yeah.
Decretions, man.
Yeah.
Wicked. Right, I believe it's Titus 1 and 12, maybe.
Yep.
It says, surely the serpent will bite without enchantment in Ecclesiastes. So you can go back to Genesis.
No, you got it.
Okay. Kind of. So book of Genesis chapter 1 or 3 and verse 2. Kind of. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, She shall surely not die.
So wait a minute. He asked, so this is off. He said, you're not able to eat of every tree? After he known what the Lord said and what was established, he still asked. And that's that persuasion, that peer pressure. Right? Hey, Dad told us we can't go outside. He said, what? You sure? That's that type of spirit. Are you sure? And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And that's what a crafty man will do. Because that statement is true, right? You want to know good and evil, but he's removing a part of how they can be judged for not obeying the word of God.
Exactly.
So a crafty man is going to have a lot of tactics and tricks up his sleeve to really, really sell you, right? And that's what's happening in Genesis 13. It's like the 3rd chapter, right? He's being like a car salesman. Well, you got it.
Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
So again, that portion of their eyes being open is true. But he neglected to bring out the fact that they can be judged and that they will be judged.
Exactly.
Because there was a common understanding. You have to obey the laws and you have to follow suit. Because Adam was made to till the ground.
That's right.
He was made to literally set things in order. So there was established that there had to be an order. And so with order comes discipline and rules and regulations.
That's right.
And this serpent knew that, but he neglected to actually tell him. Again, this is peer pressure. And remember, I want to key in on how it says, and when the woman saw that tree was good for food, she looked at it again. Like, damn, it is kind of good. That's that spirit jumping on you. And that applies to a lot of things in this world, right? I mean, you can't even, I ain't going to go too deep into it, but that's one of the first to counsel Crafty Counsel.
Literally.
You got it.
Yeah, quick point too. Like, see that's how people get you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just quick example. Like, people will tell you how good something is just to persuade you in, but they're not gonna tell you everything else that come with it. And that's essentially what happened with them. Like, you know, he made it. Let me get Sirach 28 and 13. He made it look good. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, look at it, check it out. But he ain't telling what come with it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get that new job. You probably getting 20 an hour. Tell you, look, we'll give you 28 an hour. But they're gonna tell you all the hell you about to catch, all the buttload of responsibility that's about to come with it. How they gonna want you to work on the Shabbat because we pay you this. You're on this level now. They ain't gonna tell you all that. You just happy go lucky. They keep putting number 28 with a dollar sign in front of your face. Just keep doing it, and they whisper 28, 28, 28. And it's echoing in your damn ear. And you sitting there getting seduced. Spirit hopping on you like, dang, 28. Now you got 28 playing in your head while you at home. Right? Then you come back, you kind of sign it. Yeah, I'll do it. Now look, you jammed up now. And then you start, now you don't want $28 no more because it either took your life away, you don't got no more time for the scripture. You're like, what did I get myself into? It's that crafty counsel. Let me get started 2013.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 28 and verse 13. Curse the whisper.
What the Lord say?
Curse the whisper.
Hey, that's what them snakes do. Y'all know how the snake, the little tongue go. Y'all know what it do, right? I ain't no snake, so you know. But y'all know what it do. The little tongue flickering, man. Curse the whisperer, man. And that snake was whispering in there, and that man was whispering in their ear, persuading her on how good things could be if she just go this route. Go ahead.
And the double tongue.
And the double tongue. Why is he double tongue? Because hey, they already had a command not to mess with him. So why you doubling back trying to tell them to mess with him, man? Go ahead.
But such have destroyed many that were at peace.
That what?
For such have destroyed many that were at peace.
You hear that sound? And that sound destroy people that be at peace. You hear that? That slick, cunning sound. That's the snake, man. Hey, Adam and them, hey, that was at peace until that snake came along. Right? And that whispering, it destroyed many that be at peace, man. Nation, not the nation. Adam had it going on. Like the brother mentioned, his job was to order the nation, to keep everything in check and in order. Everybody was at peace, just listening. And then here come this snake. Threw it all out of course, out of whack. And listen to him. Look, you hear him? That's the eat the tree, eat the fruit, eat the fruit. Yeah. Eat it. You become a god. A god. Echoing in the ear, man. You'll be wise. The damn snake, man. It's off. This your beginning of crafty counsel, man. Like I talk about it, what's that? Wisdom of Solomon is like 14:13. The beginning of spiritual fornication. Somewhere around that
14:12.
14:12. There we go. I'm sick of being one off. But kind of brothers get the point, man.
No, that's facts. That's real facts, you know. Hey, so you can get 2 Maccabees 12 and 1.
God.
That's right. It's that. Hey, Adam lost his job. He got fired.
Yeah, you see that, man?
He got fired.
Dang, man.
And that's Jake at work sometimes. That's Esau at work trying to come for your job. I don't like how he in charge. That's what we touched on in the beginning of this breakdown.
Man.
Right? The crafty counsel. That's James 3:16.
Off.
For envy and strife, it's like it's confusion in every evil work. Paraphrasing. So that was evil work being done. Huh? Hey, Jake gotta hear this. You gotta know what a snake sound like.
That's right, bro.
Bring out 2 Maccabees 12 and 1.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 12 and verse 1. When these covenants were made, Lysias went to the king, and the Jews were about their husbandry. But of the governors of several places, Timotheus and Apollonius, the son of Genneus, also Hieronymus,
Hieronymus.
and Demophon, and besides them, Nicanor, the governor of Cyprus, would not suffer them to be quiet and live in peace.
Same thing all over again. They said, dudes, I know they're doing husbandry and they're doing work, but I can't stand them. I just can't stand them in words.
Gotta overthrow him.
Yeah, I can't stand them by words. They just doing husbandry, chilling. They probably having a good time, kind of doing the work. And they're a heathen just staring at them, just hating. And there's actually a trend that was on social media. When you travel the world to do something, it was like you're never alone because there's always a white person looking at you.
Wow, that's so true.
There's always Esau just looking at Jake.
So
just
true.
looking at him. Just lusting, just angry, just envious.
That's so true.
Yeah, like what you looking at? Let me do me. But again, as we touched on in the beginning of the video, and they see that light, they see something about you.
Yeah, that light,
They just
man.
can't get it. So they got to destroy you and kill you.
Yeah.
Bring it out, verse 3. So Salakia, this is of the governors of several places. All these governors of several places, they came together. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The men of Joppa also did such an ungodly deed. They prayed the Jews that dwelt among them to go with their wives and children to the boats which they had prepared, as though they had meant them no hurt.
Now, there's not a lot of context behind how he did it, why, but I'm led to believe, knowing Esau and the heathen, they use crafty counsel, similar to that of Genesis 3. They just get in this boat. Nice boat ride. Y'all did a lot of work for today. Just get on this boat. I got y'all. It's gonna be some food, maybe some manna, herbs. Go ahead.
Verse 4, who accepted of it according to the common decree of the city, as being desirous to live in peace, and suspecting nothing.
So that's why you can't trust your enemies, right? They wasn't suspecting nothing. Go ahead.
But when they were gone forth into the deep, they drowned no less than 200 of them. When Judas heard of the cruelty done unto his countrymen, he commanded those that were with him to make them ready.
And get ready for the war, because they just slaughtered all these men, women, and children. They was been doing nothing. They was literally just doing husbandry. And there you have Timotheus, Apollonius, Genius, Hieronymus, Dephon, Slakedemophon, just conspiring, hating the Israelites. We see the same thing every single year, right? When the UN do the little nasty ass meeting in that office, and they all got their little flag, and they all got the speaker on them in suits. I mean, that's crafty counsel in itself. You know why? How is that crafty counsel? Because, there's no resolution on how to help Jake. It's just further in the affliction. We had a precept.
I'll hop in there with a. Oh, in fact, I want. Was you gonna put that Lamentations too?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, you put that Lamentations too. Let me get give me Judith 5:17, Baba Shah.
It's the book of Judah, chapter 5, and verse 17. And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered.
What you say? Now hold on real quick. So we got this account, right? Now the scriptures is saying when Israel didn't sin before our God, Yahweh Shem Shai, we prospered, okay? And this is something that the heathen know. They know when we on our A game, doing what we gotta do, hey, man, we good. We straight. We gonna prosper, we gonna do our thing. Go ahead.
Because the God that hated iniquity was with them.
And they aware of who Yahweh Shem Shai is. They know what's up. They know. Go ahead.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore.
You see that? So they know when we go off and we start, breaking the commandments, X, Y, and Z, and the Lord is going to be upset with us. We start losing battles. Jerusalem start getting invaded. You read the book of Judges, in and out of captivity, just back and forth, like it's a damn basketball game or something, just shot at the shot. You make it, I make it. You make it, I make it. Just in and out that thing. Go ahead.
And were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
And they know we get ready to go into slavery. So they know this. The heathen is 100% aware. They are not afar off, right? They're not clueless. They know what's going on. Go ahead.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground.
And they know the temple get jammed up, man. They are aware of these things. Go ahead.
And their cities were taken by the enemies. But now they are returning to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Right.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
If there be what?
If there be any error in this people.
That error is sin. If we go off, go ahead.
And they sin against their God.
And they sin against their God.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Their what?
Their ruin.
Now hold on now. They just broke it down. They broke it down. They say, look, we know when they on fire, they good. But when they sin, they mess up. So they took it upon themselves to take crafty counsel and said, this they ruin. It's like the Krabby Patty formula. They got the perfect formula. They say, okay, sin equals them jammed up. Righteousness equals them being protected. All right, they got the code now. So they say, this is going to be their ruin. We got to find a way to keep these Negroes in sin. That's what it is. That's their kryptonite, so-called. They got to be wicked. If they be wicked, we can stay over them all day long. Go ahead.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And what?
And we shall overcome them.
So they think to overcome us when we at our lowest state, at our weak point, when we in sin. This the mindset of the heathen, man. This how they get that. This is how they think. See, and you got Jake, he be like, oh, white people not bad, and they all not bad, right? Brother, they taking crafty counsel against you, and you don't even know it. Jake happy that all the liquor stores in the hood. Go get him a pint on the Shabbat. Brother, go take it back and stop doing it, brother. Right? Jake love to make a party on the Sabbath day. Everybody come downtown on Fridays and Saturdays, especially when it's heat outside, right? Jake indulge in all the Christmas, Halloween, all of that, and they think it's something good. Whole time the heathen got you under that crafty counsel, under that spell of witchcraft, thinking that America is the way, and this is how you live, right? Whole time you sinning against Yahweh Bashim Shah, and that's not getting us nowhere. Go ahead, you finish it out.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let not my Lord pass by, lest their Lord defend them.
Let's what?
Lest their Lord defend them.
See, look at this crafty. Look at this here, man. They say, hold on. If they don't mess up, the Lord is going to defend them. He going to stand up for us. I'm reading the book of Joshua right now. The Lord is delivering the enemy into our hand. This is flawless victory every time. Okay? They know we going to get up with them. Really, it's going to be the Lord. All right? You read that in 1 Samuel, say, these be the gods from Egypt that overthrew them in the Red Sea. They thought it was we that did it, man. It was Yahweh Bashim Shah. Right? So they know what's up, man. They say, look, they God gonna defend them. And we're not gonna stand a chance. Go ahead.
And their God be for them.
Right.
And we become a reproach.
And what they gonna become?
And we become a reproach.
Hey, that's what's about to happen to Esau. I mean, they about to become a reproach. Right. They want to keep us down bad so they could be the top guys of the earth and whatnot. Because they know as soon as we get on our A game and Yahweh Shah stand up for us and stand behind us, and they're gonna be a reproach. They say it in Isaiah 14. How's the great city cease, man? How they thrown down? Right? Y'all see it happening now. Their whole society falling apart. Their economy suck. Right? They're about to get smacked left and right in war. Okay? They're about to get annihilated. Their nakedness is going to be discovered in Nahum 3 and 5. The Lord about to pull the skirt off of them. Right? The Lord about to, look, they're about to bite the dust. Okay? Straight up and down. So this crafty counsel, they literally got a whole formula to keep us on the low end of the stick.
Right, brother.
And what's their key thing? Keep us in sin. Keep us in sin. Jake is in sin in so many ways that the heathen just set up by default. Right? They stripped you from your heritage. They started there. Right? What Jake said, let's start there. All right? We came into slavery. They took our language away from us. They took our heritage away from us. We didn't even know they weren't supposed to be eating pork no more. They fed us chitlins in slavery and all manner of diverse wickedness, foul pieces of the pig. Right? They did so many foul things, man. They had us serving Jesus Christ, Caesar Borgia. Right? They had us turning against each other. Instead of we supposed to be loving each other, they had us going against each other. Instead, right? The list could go on, man. Let's go to a 3-hour in-depth breakdown, okay? Right? So they've done so many things, man, to overthrow us as a people. Brothers got it.
I get 2 Corinthians 11 and 14.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14, and it reads, and no marvel, but Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Read it again for me.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
And that's crafty counsel by Satan transforming us up to an angel of light, making you thinking you serving the Most High God, eluding the ways, making you thinking that you're serving the light, but you're actually serving the darker light. That's what they do to our people. They
That's
put
right.
that Christianity in front of you. Hey, this is of God. That's what they say.
Yep.
This is of God. This is what the Lord said to do.
Yep.
You understand? And not knowing that you're actually serving the spiritual demon Satan.
Mm-hmm.
That you're doing everything that he said do. You get that in Ephesians 6. No, yeah, Ephesians chapter 6. And I want a direct precept because I don't want to read the whole thing.
12.
Yeah, I would say. Go ahead.
Spiritual warfare.
Yeah, drop it at 12.
12.
It's the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12.
You know.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high
The
places.
spiritual wickedness in high places, so they're getting that spiritual wickedness from Satan. You understand? And they're putting it in our people's minds. And they're pushing it on us that we're thinking that we're serving the Most High God, when we actually serving the total opposite. We serving the flesh of Esau. We serving his desires and everything that he wants to do, which is the most crafty counsel that you could possibly do. Because now that you serving, they think you're serving God, but you're really committing all different types of sins, whoredoms, idolatry, witchcraft, and now your mind is fully indulged in that. You think that you're doing right.
Yeah,
You understand? It goes that it's from the left hand side. It's from wickedness, man.
that's true. Get Exodus chapter 1. You start at verse 8. Classics.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 8. Now when there arose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, and he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out of any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us.
You see that? That's crafty counsel. They want to deal wisely with us. What does it mean to deal wisely? Let's be real. This is Esau, man. This is that, bro. This is that serpent. Serpents are cunning. You think about to tell you right in your face, hey, look, y'all Israelites, and I'm about to make you sin so the Lord can leave you alone and keep punishing. You think he's going to say that?
So like, let's jump to verse 11.
Hold on, we're going to read through. We're going to read through. You think Esau really going to tell you that? Hey, I just want you to know I'm going to do some crafty counsel against you. I just want to inform you guys. They're not going to do that. They're going to deal wisely and be mischievous, man. They're not, and then, they got something, I think it's called productive programming now, where they put it in your face without putting it in your face. Right? They kind of like, for example, let's say like these cereals. Quadrillion ingredients on the back. But they say, good for kids, nutrition, General Mills. And then look, your baby tearing it up. It's all type of food, dyes, and poisoning in there. It's all on the back. But they don't advertise the back and say, look at these trillion ingredients with these words you can't pronounce. They put the Reese Puffs on the front, make it look good. They make commercials that look good for the kids. And the kids say, Mom, what Reese Puff? What Reese Puff? Then I think about none of the folly that's in it, none of the madness of chemicals. Now think about none of that. Right? So they call it productive programming. They show their wickedness, but they don't make it look too bad. So when bad things do start happening, there's no really guilt behind it. Because they're going to say, well, we showed you. You were just too dumb to see through it. Right? That's what they do. You go ahead, keep reading on that.
They join also unto our enemies and fight against us.
Right.
And so get them up out of the land.
See that? And that's what they tried to do to Gad. They tried to get Gad out the land. Right? You go into the history of the Trail of Tears, and it was millions on millions on millions of Gadites killed, man. In different ways. By the sword, by sicknesses, pestilences. You name it. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Therefore, they did set them over them, taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built Pharaoh, treasure cities, Python, and Ramses.
And you see that? That's more crafty counsel too. They set slave masters over us and got us building stuff for them. What about our own goodly places? Why are we building stuff for y'all? Right? And then 9 times out of 10, what Jake building got something to do with idolatry. They use Jake to build the churches. The Masons, man. All them brick church. Hey, Jake, you building your own chief place of off concourse, man. Right? Off concourse. This is not the temple. This ain't Jerusalem. Where you getting at? Right? But they got Jake thinking, it's going to be a church, serve Jesus Christ, sing in the choir, every Sunday. Come on, baby. And we going to cook for you. We going to cook your greens and pork chop and mac and cheese when we done. Crafty counsel, man. Brother, you supposed to be out there on the Shabbat. Right? Reasoning with your people. Trying to bring them into this truth, man. Bring it out. Keep going on that.
All right, brethren.
Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
And that's what make Esau sick to their stomach. They mean, damn, we just can't kill these niggas. Can't get rid of them. We keep trying to take out hundreds of thousands, but they keep coming. That hurts their feelings. You want to know why? Because we got Yahweh Shema Shai behind us. Right? You're not about to annihilate us, man. And we're going to read about that. They tried to mass genocide us even back then. But the Lord ain't let it happen. We is chosen. We is anointed. How you going to kill the elect? You think you're going to obliterate the elect from the earth?
The whole point of the earth is crazy.
Come on now. This thing for the elect. You would never wipe them out. Even if even like I tell you wisdom Solomon, though they seem to die, and man, they're rejoicing.
3 and 1.
They're rejoicing. Right? Go ahead.
But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Yep.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
See, they grieve because of us. Esau is grieved and pricked in the heart because they really hate us, man. They don't like us. They don't want to see us prosper. They don't want to see us wax mighty. They're going to take all the crafty counsel in the world to destroy us, kill us, and keep us in sin, man. Right? You could drop down. I think it's about verse 17. We're talking about how you want to kill all the males.
Verse 17. Verse 16.
Go ahead. You got it.
And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife
Right.
to the Hebrew woman,
Help him with the birth. Go ahead.
and see them upon the stools, if it be a son,
If it be a what?
if it be a son,
If it be a son. Now, when you go into the history of slavery, they was trying to kill all our male childs then. So-called white man tried to do it then. They tried to kill all the males, and they kept trying to rape the hell out of our women, man. Right? Go ahead.
Then ye shall kill him.
Then we shall what?
Then ye shall kill him.
And you shall kill him. That's off. Why you killing male babies? What's wrong with you, man? That's Crafty Counsel. You want to know why? Because if you take all the males away from a nation, it can't be no more than a nation. That's how you know that even they know the seed come from the man. Numbers 1:18 ain't in the Bible for nothing. Jake say I'm mixed. Well, my mama black. What the brother? Wait, you ain't brother no more. All right? We thought you was, but yeah, you Esau, man. Your daddy kind of white. It is what it is, man. So if you kill all the Israelites, all the males, it can't be no more Israel. Because what male gonna be here to keep reproducing seed, man? So they know that. That's Crafty Counsel. Why you think they got birth control set up, man? And what they call the other place? Yeah, parent.
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, that. Well, you think they got them set up for them? They don't care. Hey, look, Esau suck with the reproduction. They're horrible. They know we the ones, man. We're fruitful. They know that.
They said that.
What they say?
Was it Italy? It was somewhere.
Yeah, Italy.
Birth in like 3 months.
Yeah, cause see, they ain't got it like Jake, man. They ain't got it like Jake. And they know. Hey, look, back in slavery. Matter of fact, even my own grandma, she had about 20 kids, man. We ain't even gotta go all the way back to slavery. Even in the 60s, hey, grandmas was busting out 18 of them things. 18 of them. Hey, we were very fruitful. Very. You see what I'm saying? Right, go ahead.
If it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
See, look, they'll let Eve stay alive. You see that? They'll let because they know what women, not that this all they good for, but they use for birth. Just plant a seed in her. Well, we don't care that you an Israelite. I'm sold. Get my seed. I'm an Egyptian. You an Israelite. Get my seed. That's how they look at that. Or in Esau case during the slavery time, they're Edomites. They don't care. They know all you doing is birth, is forming a baby inside. They don't care. It don't matter. So we keep the women. What are they gonna do? Rape them, ravish them. And even if they don't do that, they want to treat them with some type of dignity. They're just gonna use them to procreate. That's it. Go ahead.
Verse 17. But the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them.
You see that? So it's always a remnant of us that's gonna fear the Lord, and we're not getting down with Esau on their agenda, man, or any nation of that matter.
That's right.
You see how the Lord? You see, He always show Israel love, man. You had these two mighty women, Shiphrah and Puah, man. These Israelite women. They say, look, we fear the Lord. We're not listening to you, you maggot. Right? See, the scripture's going to be discreet. And you don't know what they said in person. They might start shaking a hand at fear. You never know. You know? Man, no, hey, look, we fear you. How are you, maggot? Then why we kill our males? Are you stupid? You know, go ahead.
Verse 18. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, Why have ye done this thing? And have saved the men children alive. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, Because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
See that?
For they are lively, and are delivered, the ear the midwives coming unto them.
That's a you rest right there, King.
That's right.
Jump to 11 for me real quick. Ephesians 6 and 11. I was
It's the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11, and it reads, Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
When you look into the wiles of the devil, this is going into when you look into the wiles, this is going into temptation, lust, and and this is going into deceiving. So you have to be able to stand against the deceiving and the cunning ways of Esau.
Yeah.
You understand? Because he is deceiving, he is cunning, and now he has bid our people, and that's why you got rebellious Eve. That's why you got rebellious Jake, because they got bit, and that poison is in them as an adder's poison.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's the whole breakdown of why our women supposed to be different from the Egyptians, but now you got our women acting like the Egyptians.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go kill our baby.
They helping modern day Pharaoh, damn Esau, man, they helping them out.
Yeah, like it was
I'm about to go get an abortion.
Just like it was wicked Jakes in the time of the Greeks.
Yep.
Hey man, it's wicked Jakes and Eves in the time of America right now, following behind the ways of Egypt.
Yep.
Not submitting unto their husband, doing wickedness, going to get abortions, fighting against their man, calling the police, getting them locked up, putting on birth control. Hey man, you're following the ways of the Egyptians. You're down there a 2/3.
That's right. That's right.
You just can't get your ways to subjection to the Most High. You submitting unto the ways of the world.
Unless you repent.
You can bring out Matthew chapter 2.
Down there.
in verse. Oh man, what do I want?
Yeah.
We're gonna hold that real quick because I want to pull out this article, right? Because we're into the topic or a discussion of how Esau is so crafty and murdering us.
Yeah.
So this is 21 quotes by Margaret Sanger
Wow.
that will probably make you sick.
Mm.
This is one of her quotes, right, in an interview with John Parsons. But from my view, I believe that there should be no more babies.
Wow.
And she got another one. Yeah, it's down here.
She ain't talking about
We
babies.
don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. That's in a letter to Dr. Clarence J. Gamble on December 10th. So this has been established by 2 or 3 more witnesses.
Damn devil.
That she said, we don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population.
Wow.
That's Crafty Counsel, because what was she pushing? Eugenics and Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Because in Planned Parenthood, for those who may not know, I mean, they support abortion. The last time I checked, the top people that's performing and executing abortions is so-called black women. And again, that's Crafty Counsel because, I mean, when I'm in Royal Oak, when I'm in Livonia, when I'm in Bloomfield Hills, I don't see a lot of Planned Parenthood.
Or liquor stores.
I'm not seeing a lot of Planned Parenthoods. I'm not seeing a lot of liquor stores. I'm damn sure not seeing, crafty ass Moabite spots with cats and dogs running amok.
See
I don't
that?
see those things.
Oh.
I see Whole Foods. I see
Yep.
30 CVS's.
Yup.
I see nice winery spots.
All the hospitals.
Yeah, I see 10 and 15 hospitals. I seen hella police departments.
See that?
I
Shopping
seen it.
centers.
Hey, I seen a kid walking his dog on a skateboard,
You see shopping-
flying a kite.
see shopping centers and jobs.
I see a lot of shopping centers,
That's
man.
jobs.
It's nice over there.
Job for the environment.
They put all these like for our people, and they got what's that place called? No, it's Trader Joe's.
Yeah, they got a lot of
Trader
Trader.
Joe's.
Hey, I haven't seen a Trader. Is there a Trader Joe's in Detroit?
Nope. You got to drive all the way to Roseville.
Wow.
Everything right outside the hood. You gotta go outside the hood to go anything.
Yeah.
And then
Right
you have
outside the hood.
then you have the nerve for so-called white people to say, "Well, I'm not privileged."
They just built that Meyer around the corner on Jefferson,
There's no
downtown.
targets in Detroit.
No,
No,
there's
that's
zero.
right.
There's zero.
Yeah, it's no targets.
No target.
The Myers is a goddamn Detroit police department spot. It ain't just a regular Myers.
Yeah, they got the
That's
police
right.
surrounded by that thing
The
24/7.
police department is right on the corner. If you pull in the correct way, it's a police department and then
Yep.
it's Myers.
Yep.
Finally.
The police patrol that joint all day. They sit their car right there in front of the drive-thru, bro. See them every time.
All right, bring out Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 15. These are the same people that say they're not privileged. Bring it up.
You didn't have that Matthew 2 no more?
Nah,
Alright, the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, and you said verse 15.
correct.
Verse 15. All that.
Slovakia. You can start at 1 and 5. Chapter 1, verse 5 of Lamentations.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 1 and verse 5. Her adversaries are the chief, her enemies prosper. But the Lord have afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy.
That's right. And our enemy is the same enemy that the Lord hates, which are the other nations. Because who put us into captivity? Everybody listed in Psalms 83. Jump down to verse. You can go back to Lamentations 2 and 15.
It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?
And for those who may not know, this is mockery.
Yeah.
You have to read this in the tone of mockery because they just got done destroying us. They always plotted on us. So they're saying this in the tone of mockery. Yeah, this the people. Yeah, where y'all got at now? That's what it says in Psalms, right? Even the wicked and the heathen say, where's thy God?
Yeah.
Add another one. Kind of lost. Let me read these 2 more quotes. I accepted an invitation to talk to the women's branch of the Ku Klux Klan. I was escorted to the platform, was introduced, and began to speak. In the end, through simple illustrations, I believe that I accomplished my purpose. A dozen invitations to speak to similar groups were preferred. So this is that wicked Edomite devil, right? Lord willing, that's should be a servant of Yahushua, or a slave of Yahushua in the kingdom, with a heavy, rusty iron chain on her neck. She get rapist.
Doing men's work.
Yeah, doing men's work, making big rocks into little rocks. I got one more. We go to Revelation 11, and it's like 18 and 13.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 13, and it reads, so Revelation 18, 13?
Correct.
And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and the souls of men.
These are all the things that are traded, imported, and exported in Babylon, even into this very hour. Right? That's the human trafficking. And who gets popped? It's like who's missing the most out of every other nation? So-called blacks and Hispanics. How many women on the border and children of the border of Mexico disappeared? Dozens. Damn near hundreds. That's sad. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And the fruits that they so lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all.
And that's Crafty Counsel. And another thing I really want to expound on was Esau and how they sell the souls of men.
Wow.
Right? You don't just wake up and say, hey, you want to sell your soul? You don't do that.
That's crafty.
You have to do a lot of plotting to sell someone's soul. You have to do a lot of plotting to sell a person. Hey, try this real quick. Come here. You want to be an artist? You like money? You like rapping? Like J. Cole? You like J. Cole? That's how they get you. You can do this. They're known for being slithery with their tongue. Matter of fact, let's bring out Psalms. I believe that's 55 and 12.
I think it's 20, but I know what you're talking about.
You said verse 7, maybe what one? Yeah.
The words are smoother than oil.
Oh, that's like a 52. It's another one. 52 and 2.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 52 and verse 2. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor working deceitfully.
Wow.
That's that 360 deal, right? Working deceitfully, right? Ready to sell your soul. Jump down to verse 5. It's like verse 4.
Verse 4. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue.
And that's speaking on Esau. Esau has that deceitful tongue. I mean, he had it in Genesis. He had it in Maccabees. And he also had it in the book of Acts, right? Let me get this other account of Crafty Counsel. And then I yield. You can get Acts 23 and 12.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 23 and verse 12. And when it was day, a certain of the Jews banded together and bound themselves under a curse, saying, they would neither eat nor drink till they had killed Paul. And they were more than 40 which had this conspiracy. And when they came to the chief priests and elders and said, we have bound ourselves under a great curse, that we will eat nothing until we have slain Paul.
That's wicked. That's Crafty Counsel, even amongst your own people. They said, I ain't eating nothing until I had this man 6 feet deep. So even your own people can plot against you. Your own people.
That's off.
You about to say something?
I can go with you.
Nah.
All right, let me get Esther 3 and verse 1. Another form of crafty counsel, man.
Kind of book of Esther 3 and verse 1. After these things, the king Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman.
You see that? So you got Haman getting this dirty, stinky promotion, right? Go ahead.
For the king has so commanded concerning him.
Right, so everybody bowed down, you know, giving their reverence, kissing the boot. Go ahead.
But Mordecai bowed not.
But what?
But Mordecai bowed not.
You see that Mordecai didn't bow, right? He a Jew, you understand that? So this is another form of crafty counsel we about to get into. When you don't bow down to Esau, man. Hey, if you don't bow down to Esau, hey, they gonna kill you. That's gonna be the first initial thought and plot. Oh, you don't fear me, boy? You know that disrespect us calling us boy. You don't fear me, boy? You're not scared of me, boy? You don't bow down and kiss the finger, man. See, Esau don't like that. Esau used to that's he got a strong spirit of dominance. Esau like to break you. Okay? And if you refuse to be broken, then well, they're gonna kill you, which is off. Go ahead.
Nor did him reverence.
See Mordecai ain't reverence. Mordecai said, look, man, I ain't no butt kisser. I don't care about all that. I'm a Jew. I'm here to serve you. How about you, I was shot. I ain't bowed down to not you. Go ahead.
Then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandments?
See, he said, why you transgress the king commandment? Right? Why you ain't listen to Biden? Biden came to Michigan. Why you went out there on the front line being a cheerleader? Huh? Biden. Esau wants you to bow down, man. And that's some of the weakest stuff to me ever. Like, dang, we choose to be mighty men and stand on the behalf of Yahweh. Now we wrong, and you gotta kill us. It's off. Go ahead.
Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai his matters would stand. But he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
He was what?
He was full of wrath.
You see that, man? When you don't bow down to Esau, and look, and brothers got to get their spirits ready. Me too, because that's what's about to start happening. When this fifth seal crack, man, hey, they gonna try to get brothers to denounce the Lord. They gonna try to break you in all type of forms and fashions. And if you refuse to be broken, they're gonna kill you. And you got to take that upon you cheerfully, because it's gonna be for righteousness' sake. See what I'm saying? Hey, that's one thing Esau loves, especially in slavery. They love a nigger that breaks. What they hate is one that don't. You know, they had the buck breaking method, right? They'll buck break the biggest, baddest Jake in front of everybody to put the fear in all of the slaves, man. Right? That's off, and that's crafty counsel. Because if this one get broke, and they all gonna be scared, man. And then guess what? Nobody's gonna stand up, and they'll never try to, pull a Maccabeus moment, man. Kind of stand up for themselves. Right? So we got crafty counsel here.
I got something to land back off that. Right? When you go into it, the so-called psychological term that Esau coined is titled or referred to as superiority complex. Superiority complex were first identified by Alfred Adler, an early psychologist. In his theory of individual psychology, he defines superiority complex as a reaction to a deep feeling of inferiority.
Wow, you hear that?
The idea behind the theory of the individual psychology is that everyone is trying to overcome a sense of inferiority.
Wow.
And it get deep, because when you jump down, other psychologists argue that some people with superiority complex, well, that's not wrong, right here. Effective superiority complex caused by low self-esteem. If you have low self-esteem and try to hide it by exaggerating your accomplishments, you may actually make your self-esteem worse. Studies show that if you brag about your skills, but other people learn that you exaggerated, they would think less of you. And that's probably what Haman was thinking. He probably felt so low. I gotta make myself that guy. Yeah, I need people to bow down.
Yeah.
Because he probably felt like, damn, I'm really a heathen. I'm really Esau. I'm Esau. That's why Esau be so prideful, because they know they're not worth nothing.
And then it says caused by low self-esteem or inferiority. So that means when they look at us, they know that they're actually inferior to us. So it make them want to big themselves up over us. And that's a whole psychological complex. Meaning what? Their mind not right. Spirit on them.
And real quick, another side note, that's why a lot of white people, they don't move out the way when they walk by you.
Yeah.
Because they just feel that's all, it's embedded in their head that they just better and over you. But in reality, they suck.
Exactly. And that brings about a point too. See, that was another crafty counsel thing they did in slavery. They really belittled us on a very high level. They tried to, like, when I say they demeaned us on such a high level, it's ridiculous. They made us hate ourselves. They made us dang near want to be like them. Dang, what's wrong with being black? Oh, I gotta pull a Michael Jackson. You know, what's wrong with woolly hair? Oh, I gotta straighten it out and try to get it straight like an Edomite. They belittled us, man. Whole time we're beautiful. They say comely, straight up and down, right?
Right.
That woolly hair is immaculate. It's the hair of Yahushua. Better get it right. You understand? And man, we're not less than them. Didn't Job say, I'm not inferior to you, man? That's crazy.
Right. I just read that.
Didn't Job say, who forefathers I would have disdained? They couldn't even be with the flock, man. See what I'm saying? And we the top guys of the earth, man. Deuteronomy 7:6 all day long.
That's right.
Hey, but what they put on us, they try to make us feel less of ourselves because whole time they came out the dirty Caucasus Mountains. They was stinking and had to be taught to wash up. They had lice in their goddamn head. Right? That wasn't us. We don't come from that. They come from that. So what they do in return, this complex here, let's belittle them and break them down on a low level and big ourselves up. Why you think white stand for righteousness? Are they righteous? Hell no. But they try to say, hey, look, nigga, you're black. You're dark. You're demonic. No, we ain't, man. And we the light of the world. Matthew 5th chapter, man. It ain't these maggots. You understand? So that's also crafty counsel, them breaking us psychologically to make us feel like a piece of crap. It ain't a piece of crap, man. Right? Bring it up. Go, you can read to verse 6.
I got one more thing.
Oh, you got
It's
me.
like one last thing. I was gonna say, I don't know if brother's seen this, but during the Victorian era, during like 1900s, Esau, the Edomite woman, they had the dresses shaped like this to replicate our woman. I can't remember that the name of that woman that they was replicating,
Oh,
but they had her in like a zoo too.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember her name,
Yep.
either, but I know what you're talking
They
about.
was raping her.
Oh.
She died of a disease.
YouTube. Yeah, they did that.
Was she thick?
Yeah, and that's why they try to replicate themselves to be like them.
Because they want to be like our women, man.
Mhm.
And see, they beguiled Eve. Now Eve put blonde in her hair, thinking they gotta look like them. Blonde is beautiful. No, it's not. It's not beautiful.
This crafty invention that tries so much to be. They put the ruffles. They got the removable wire.
You see that?
All to replicate a big rump.
And we're gonna be discreet, but we all know Esau women is flat. All right, they ain't got it going on, man. They flat in the back, okay? Straight up at that. But who they want to be like though? The daughters of Zion. They want to be like the daughters of Zion, man. You see that? That's what they want to be like, right? Hey, they fat, man. They're fat and out of shape. Straight up and down.
Finish it.
Yeah, it's a little more. Read up to verse 6, and after that, go 8 through 9. You got it.
Verse 6. He thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Hasarius.
You see that? They thought to destroy us all, because one Jew didn't bow down. And I commend that brother Mordecai, right? Through the spirit and power of the Most High. And he stood up. Said, I'm not kissing no damn finger, man. No damn Agagite, man. No damn heathen, man. Right? He stood up, man. He didn't stand down and get on that knee and kiss that dirty, rusty finger. Nails probably weren't even clean, man. Probably just digged in his butt. Who knows? Him in the filth bowl, right? He ain't bow down, man. So they say, look, one don't bow down, we'll kill them all. That's off. So we can't stand up for ourselves now? We can't keep our law, statutes, and commandments? We just want to wear our fringes, man. Right? We just want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We don't want to eat pork. We don't want to bow down to no mortal man. What's wrong with you? A damn heathen at that.
That's right, brother. That's right.
We want to keep the laws, man. So now we all got to die. That's off. Crafty counsel. Right? And you go do 8 through 9. Bible shut.
And Haman said unto King Hasarius, there is a captain there. There's a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all the people.
Right.
Neither keep they the king's laws.
See that?
Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
You see that? Now that's off. That's crafty counsel. He trying to talk bad on us, like something wrong with our law, statutes, and commandments. He said, look, King, they really don't rock with you. They got their own laws, and it's not really for your profit. So you probably should just get rid of them. They deal with this guy named Yahweh, and they don't deal with you. Trying to talk down on us, man, like we doing something wrong. Yeah, we are people that scattered in all his provinces, and yes, we want to keep our law. Yes, what's wrong with that? But how he bringing it about with this crafty counsel trying to do that hissing in his ear, like we off for this, like we wrong for this. Go ahead.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver.
Wow. You see that? He say, look, please kill him. Just kill him. And look, if you don't do it, I'll give you 10 recays. Just do it. And you got these same things happening today. They fund pedophilia. They funded the slave trade. They gave money to overthrow us, man. That's off. And I yield with that.
I have one precept. That's a reform one from the king.
It's the book of Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 1. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin
The
heard,
adversaries of Judah and Benjamin, the enemies of Judah and Benjamin.
Yeah, right?
heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do.
And the brothers are just going into that. They inferior unto us, but they want to be like us. They know they're inferior, so they want to come and try to be with us, try to cleave unto us, man. But we not dealing with. We don't want you around us. You're filthy. You're an unclean man. Continue.
And we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon.
And they want our God to be their God. They really want it bad, but they don't want us to be there. They want to kind of replace us. Continue.
King of Assur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, You have nothing to do with us, to build a house unto our God, but we ourselves will build unto the Lord, God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us.
And what they do?
Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah, and troubled them in building.
And then they started to do what? They started to get crafty counsel. They started to seek out ways to stop us from building temples like they're doing it today. We is that temple.
Yep.
Now they're trying to find out ways that we can wake up our people.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to bring out more religions, more ways to get us to stop doing it. Hey, I'll give you stimulus checks if you don't go over to the Hebrews. I'll give you this and that if you don't go over to the Hebrews.
And the YouTube.
We give you free houses. We give you free welfare, free food if you don't go and be a Hebrew. They will do anything to stop you from seeking the Lord's the real word of God. But continue, God.
Verse 5. And hired counselors against them.
And hired what?
And hired counselors against them.
They hired counselors against us how we can't build a temple. And they stood there. We got bricks laid out so we can continue building the wall up. We got men waiting so we can get them to build them up. And they try to come up and whisper in the man's ear. And he said, yeah, $20,000 do sound good. I ain't got no money. All you gotta do is join the army.
Hellcat.
Oh, you get a Hellcat. All you gotta do is put your life on the line for folly, not for the Lord, man. Continue, King.
To frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia.
Now, what is our purpose? Our purpose is to keep the commandments. They want to frustrate that purpose. Ecclesiastes 12:13. They want to take away that ability for us to do.
Yep.
You understand? That's what, and this is where Satan come in at. Because Satan know if we keep the commandments, their kingdom fall.
That's right.
So he put it in their mind. Because this is Satan's kingdom, by the way. This is Ephesians 2:1. This is his rulership. So when we get to turn back to keeping the commandments, he's gonna put it in Esau's mind to find out a way to get them out of stop keeping the commandments, to frustrate them, to make it not easy for them to keep it. Continue, King.
Even into the reign of Darius, king of Persia.
And they trying to stop it until the next man getting the rulership. They trying to stop it until the next person come in and figure out they're gonna come with a better counsel. Let this council last for a certain amount of time just so we can get the next good council to come in so we can do it again. Like they did with the heroin. Oh, that stopped working. Let's get crack. Okay, that stopped working. Let's learn how to cook it. Oh, that stopped working. 50 years later, oh, we got opioids. Oh, that stopped working. Give them guns. Oh, that stopped working. We're going to build a whole judicial system based off of that. And every single time they try to find something better and better and better and better to try to figure it out, man. Now they got doctors and devils coming out, man. Who do you think that's coming from? That's coming from the white man. Let's get in there, infiltrate their system with agents and find out some ways that we can break down their understanding. But it's not going to prosper with the Lord, man. Because we're going to put on the armor of the Most High God and we're going to be able to withstand the lies of Satan. You got it.
That's right.
I
I'm
appreciate
gonna
it.
close out with this real quick for the sake of time. The brother sent it. Brother Shamar sent it. Her name was Sarah Bartman. All right. And during the Victorian era, those so-called white women, they tried to replicate her in many ways, more ways than one, I would say.
Got it. It says after her death, they still left her body on display.
Yep. They left her body after on display. I think.
Can I get that name real quick,
There you go.
Satarshi Barton.
You got you closing?
Yeah.
All right, you can read out.
All right, Deuteronomy 33 and 29 to close out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 29, and it reads, Happy art thou, O Israel,
Right?
who is like unto thee, O people, saved by the Lord.
Saved by the who?
Saved by the Lord.
And we're going to be saved by the Lord from all this wicked, crafty counsel, man. Right? When it's all said and done, the Lord is going to save us from every wicked device that Esau has formed against us. Go ahead.
The shield of thy help.
The what?
The shield of thy help.
Go ahead.
And who is the sword of thy excellency? And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee.
What happened?
And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee.
And that crafty counsel going to be discovered. The enemy's going to be found liars, man. Finish that up.
And thou shalt tread upon their high places.
And we're going to tread upon them when it's all said and done. By Hashem Yahushua.
Now you bring out Psalms 50 and 2. Psalms chapter 50, verse 2.
The book of Psalms, chapter 15, verse 2. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, the Most High have shined.
Right?
Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me.
What did it say?
Gather my saints together unto me.
That what?
That those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
That's right. So the Lord is going to remember his people. And he's not going to keep silent about the atrocities, about the conspiracies, and especially about the crafty counsels that was performed all throughout time.
That's right.
But with that, we're going to bid Israel Shalom. Abaratisa, Israel's been edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Kwame Yashua.
Kwame Yashua.
Kwame Yashua.
Kwame Yashua.
Kwame Yashua.
Kwame Yashua.